A new era begins in the Valley as the Cardinals name Mike LaFleur their new head coach, who joins me now from the SeatGeek studios. I'm Dani Sureck. Coach, welcome to the Valley.
I appreciate it, Dani. Thanks for having me.
Your first head coaching opportunity. What makes you the right fit to elevate this organization?
You know, I don't know what makes me the right fit per se. I just know that this was the fit. You know, going through the whole process with Monty, with Michael Bidwell and the team, all they want is a winner here, you know, and they did it the right way too. It was a detailed, thorough process. Really got to know Monty through that process, Michael Bidwell, you know, obviously through that process, and then just the prior experiences being in this city. You know, I documented just that COVID 6 weeks last year with unfortunately the fires from LA. It just felt like home, and so when this opportunity came about, couldn't wait.
You've had success as an offensive coordinator in New York. Garrett Wilson had 1,000 yards receiving as a rookie. Most recently in LA, you led the most prolific offense in the NFL, averaging nearly 400 yards and 30 points a game. What elements as a coach are transferable to Arizona, regardless of personnel?
Yeah, well, we got players here. There's no doubt. I mean, I've been in this division for 7 years. Obviously, rosters change year in and year out, but playing this team this year, just talking about the offense, there's players there, you know, and there's foundational aspects of what we'll do offensively that are very similar to New York, that are very similar to LA, but it'll be fit around these guys. You know, you talk about Marvin, Michael, and obviously Trey. You know, I mean, people would die to be able to work with those guys, and we'll continue to elevate this roster and put them in a position to be successful.
You've coached a handful of playmakers. Matt Ryan won MVP when you were in Atlanta. Matthew Stafford, George Kittle. You mentioned your three-headed monster in Trey McBride, Michael Wilson, and Marvin Harrison Jr. What's turning in that offensive mind of yours when thinking about your new premier weapons?
I just want to get working with them, you know, because they are. I mean, they're good dudes. You know, when I came here last Tuesday for the interview, I walked right through that front door, right into the cafeteria, and the first 3 people that were there were those 3. And I said, this is a great omen right here, because they're in here in the off season. It's February, let alone April, and they were the 3 getting breakfast, hanging out together, getting ready to go to work. So it's going to be fun. We're going to get the staff together. We're going to evaluate this roster and figure out how we can add even more pieces to it.
What qualities in a quarterback best fit your scheme?
Yeah, guys that can process and rip through progressions, but more importantly than that, just toughness. I mean, to be able to sit back there. Not everyone's going to throw the same. You want what we call natural throwers. What does that mean? Does it look right? Does it come out, you know, on time and all that, ripping through the progressions, like I said. But ultimately, they play in the pocket. They got to be tough. And, you know, the guys that you just talked about, Matt Ryan and Matthew Stafford, 2 of the best really to ever do it. You know, Matthew's year this year, I would hope will, conclude with an MVP here in the next few days. No, I mean, there's different qualities. But if you're not tough and you can't sit back in that pocket, it's hard to play.
Having coached against the Cardinals twice a year the last 3 years in LA, what impression has this defense left on you?
I mean, we've had some rough days against this defense, you know, and again, just going back to this year, because every year changes. Obviously, when we played them the first time, I think it was week 11, maybe week 12 from an NFL season standpoint, but our 11th game. And, you know, I remember Matthew coming into me on that Tuesday saying, this doesn't look like their record. This looks like a really good defense, because there are players there, you know, and unfortunately, a lot of them weren't out there, particularly in that back half of the season. So that's, you know, my job and our job as a building to figure out how we can make sure that those best players are consistently out on the field.
You've said you're going to call plays on offense. What are the most important qualities you're looking for in an offensive and defensive coordinator?
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously, I'll be the head coach, offensive coordinator, if you will. We'll end up having an offensive coordinator by title. Obviously, someone that I'll work, hand in hand with, you know, kind of setting the table and doing all that, being very detailed and making sure when I have head coaching responsibilities that the train goes on, the show goes on, you know. So, and then from a defensive perspective, we got a lot of conversations that we have to have. You know, we're going to go through this thoroughly and make sure that we put the right defensive staff together. There's guys in-house that we obviously want to talk to. Not really concerned about a particular scheme. I care about a style of play and having good character and good capacity as coaches.
What style of play is that?
Relentless, going after the ball, attacking after the ball, 11 hats. Like when you turn on the tape and all the sound is off, you know, what does it look like? And you can just tell the normal football fan can tell, wow, that defense is really good, So, and that's what we're going to preach. That's what I can provide, to the defense in terms of, hey guys, this is what it looks like. This is what it doesn't look like, and really relay the message that the defense coordinator will do as well.
You've learned from two of the most creative minds coaching football today, in Sean McVay and Kyle Shanahan. What have those two taught you about what it takes to win?
That'd be countless, and we could go on for hours on that. But the thing that stands out to me with both of those guys that I really took right off the rip in 2014 with Kyle as an offensive coordinator in Cleveland is just daily urgency. Like we got to go. This league doesn't wait for anyone. Now we're going to thoroughly and thoughtfully, do what we got to do, but it's got to get done, and we got to move, and we got to have a bounce in our step when we go. And when we do that, man, the players follow suit with it, So again, this league doesn't wait. The fan bases don't want to wait. We understand that. That's the league we signed up for. That's what makes it so cool.
Your older brother, Matt, who coaches the Packers, was in Arizona, front row of your press conference with the rest of your family to celebrate and support you. What's the best part about having your brother here?
Yeah, it's just Matt and I. We don't have any other brothers or sisters or anything like that. He was really truthfully here for the Waste Management Open and just happened to swing on by.
The timing just worked out.
The timing just worked out, So he actually really loves coming to Scottsdale when he ended up getting some time. They had some staff movement and stuff like that. So with Jeff Hafley obviously going off to Miami, so just paired up and obviously expedited getting out here because of today. But no, we're super close. He's not just my brother; he's my best friend. We talk probably too much. I'm sure our wives absolutely can't stand it. Talk about going on vacation all the time together. They put a block on that so that we don't just talk about ball and whatever else is on there. So, but it meant the world to me.
What advice has he given you as you hit the ground running?
You just handle one thing at a time, and John Lynch said something to me similar in 2021 when I took off to New York. You're going to think that you have 30 things you have to do, which you do, but you can't do all 30, and you can't thoroughly do it. So urgently handle one thing at a time. And he actually said it to me. He said Gary Kubiak gave him that advice way back when. You're never going to think you're going to get done with everything, but you will. So handle one at a time and go from there.
The two of you have coached against each other a few times in your career. Does the head-to-head record start over now that you're both head coaches?
Do you know what the head-to-head record is?
I don't, but it sounds like you do off the top of your head.
I know. I'm going to get fact checks, but I think it's 5-4. So we'll.
Are you winning right now?
We are. Oh yeah.
Okay, great. So we have to continue that.
The other. Yep.
Okay, great.
But yeah, I'm if we're one up right there, we're going to keep it at that. So.
There were a handful of players in the back of the press conference, which you called out many times of you're here to help them elevate and be their best versions of themselves. As you meet this team, what's your message to them as their leader?
I'll tell you what, that you don't really know until you're in that moment, how things are going to hit you. That meant so much to me, seeing all those guys back there. I've never been a part of a press conference in terms of watching other head coaches have their first one and have so many players there. And these guys are, they live all across the country. Obviously, it's a unique situation here because a lot of people love to train in Scottsdale regardless in the Phoenix area. But that hit home, and I'm authentically myself, and I try to generally, whatever comes to mind or whatever comes out is going to come out. And seeing those guys back there, that was real. FaceTiming them on Sunday when I got the job, and I'm getting calls from random numbers. I don't know who it is, and you got guys like Mac Wilson and stuff, and Buddha and Trey up at the Pro Bowl, and you can just see it in their face. They love this game and they want to go attack it, and it's a clean slate, like it is for everyone. Whether you're 3-14 with a new head coach or you're Seattle and New England, everything starts clean, starting next week basically. And we just get a little head start with it because obviously there's no Super Bowl for us this year.
You manifested this moment when LA was hosting Minnesota in a wild card game and the game had to be played at State Farm Stadium, and you set up shop here at the Cardinals practice facility, and you told your wife, I'm going to be the head coach of the Arizona Cardinals. Now that's come true, and the Cardinals fans across the valley have excitement and hope. What is your message to the fans?
Yeah, I didn't know when it would be, and you never wish, non-success. But again, this league is what it is. It's a cutthroat league. It's a wins and losses league, and so here we are, and like I'm going to tell these players, like I've told people in this building, we're just going to go into work one day at a time. We're going to have great urgency, but we're also going to enjoy this. Like I want these guys to come into work every single day and want to be there. Now, that's my responsibility with the pep that I have in my step as I walk in. It's the staff that we put around them. But if they come in with that urgency, that enjoyment, with the thought of, hey, we're just going to improve. We're not going to, post Super Bowl banners or NFC championship banners or even division banners. We're going to be worried about whoever that first opponent is in September, putting our best foot forward to go win that football game.
One day at a time, and what a 24 hours you've had. Coach, appreciate the time. Welcome to the Valley. Cardinals fans are excited. We'll have more coverage with the Cardinals head coach Mike LaFleur on azcardinals.com, so be sure to stay locked in.